So, you've decided to start composting. Awesome choice. Composting turns kitchen scraps and yard waste into black gold for your garden. But there's a problem. Persistent composting myths can ruin your pile before you even get started. Maybe you followed all the rules and ended up with a slimy, stinky mess instead of rich, earthy compost. You're not alone. Many gardeners get discouraged by these common mistakes. The good news? Most compost failures are easy to fix with a little science and myth busting. In this video, we'll tackle the 3 most destructive composting myths and show you, with real examples, how to avoid them. By the end, you'll have the confidence to turn your pile into a garden powerhouse. Grab your gloves, let's dig in. Let's start with the biggest myth: if it grows, it goes. Sounds logical, right? But not everything organic belongs in your compost. Your compost bin isn't a garbage disposal, it's a managed ecosystem for microbes. Tossing in meat, bones, or fish, you're inviting pests and bad bacteria, not to mention a rotten smell. Dairy and oily foods, same problem. They attract critters and coat your pile in grease, suffocating the good microbes. Pet waste? Skip it. It can carry harmful pathogens that backyard piles can't kill. Treated or painted wood? Absolutely not. Those chemicals can poison your soil. So what should go in? Focus on the right balance of greens and browns. Greens are nitrogen-rich fruit and veggie scraps, coffee grounds, fresh grass clippings. Browns are carbon-rich dried leaves, cardboard, straw, wood chips. The magic ratio: about 3 parts browns to 1 part greens by volume. Too many greens? You'll get a wet, stinky mess. Too many browns? The pile dries out and breaks down slowly. Every time you add kitchen scraps, top them with a few handfuls of browns. Think of it like making a lasagna. Layer greens and browns to keep things balanced and airy. This balance keeps your pile from compacting and ensures the microbes can do their job. Be selective. Stick to plant-based materials and avoid the troublemakers. By managing what goes in, you're not just dumping waste, you're farming microbes. The result? Beautiful, crumbly compost your garden will love. Don't just avoid a stinky mess, create the perfect environment for nature to work. Remember, not everything organic is compost gold. Be a bouncer for your bin, and your garden will thank you. That's the real secret to composting success. Let's move on to the next myth. You've balanced your greens and browns, now what? Here's the next myth. Compost doesn't need air. Backyard composting is an aerobic process. Your microbes need oxygen to thrive. Without air, the good bacteria die, and anaerobic microbes take over, making your pile smell like rotten eggs. The fix? Turn your pile regularly. Use a pitchfork or compost aerator to mix the materials and bring air to the center. Turning also redistributes moisture and heat, keeping decomposition even. How often? For a hot, active pile every 3-5 days, for a slower pile every week or 2. Use your nose. Earthy smell means it's healthy, sour or rotten means it needs air. Want to make turning easier? Try a compost tumbler or build air channels with coarse materials like twigs at the base. You can even insert perforated pipes to create permanent airways. Browns like leaves and cardboard help create air pockets. Greens can mat down and block airflow. Layering greens and browns isn't just about nutrients, it's about structure and aeration. Cold no-turn composting is possible, but it's slow and relies on worms and fungi. For fast, hot compost, aeration is essential. Don't let your pile suffocate, give it the air it needs. Whether you're turning, tumbling, or building in air channels, you're the compost's respiratory system. Keep the good microbes breathing, and you'll get rich compost, without the stink. Aeration is the difference between black gold and a smelly mess. Ready for the final myth? Let's go. The last myth. Compost is ready as soon as it's brown. Not so fast. Color alone doesn't mean your compost is finished or safe for your garden. Immature compost can harm plants. Think of it as a cake that's brown outside but raw inside. So how do you know it's done? Check 3 things: texture, smell, and temperature. Texture: finished compost is dark, crumbly, and uniform. No big chunks of food or leaves. Smell: it should have a pleasant, earthy aroma like a forest floor. If it smells sour, sharp, or like ammonia, it's not ready. Ongoing decomposition can rob your plants of nutrients. Temperature: during active composting, the pile gets hot. Finished compost cools to match the air temperature. If it's still warm inside, let it cure longer. The curing phase lets fungi and other organisms finish the job, creating stable humus. How long does it take? A few months for a hot pile, up to a year for a cold one. Patience is key. Try the bag test. Seal a handful of moist compost in a plastic bag for a few days. If it still smells earthy, it's ready. If it smells foul, it needs more time. Don't rush. Wait until your compost passes the texture, smell, and temperature tests. That's how you get stable, nutrient-rich compost that helps your garden thrive. Ignore the color myth. trust your senses and the science. Finished compost is worth the wait. Now you know when your compost is truly ready. There you have it, the 3 biggest composting myths busted. Now you know what to feed your pile, why it needs air, and how to tell when it's truly finished. Check your pile. Does it need more browns, a good turn, or just more time? Mistakes happen. Think of them as experiments, not failures. With these tips, you can troubleshoot any compost problem and get back on track. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe, and share your composting stories in the comments. Thanks for watching, and happy composting!